What's up, everybody? Todd Shefflin back again with another great video. Today I got an awesome lesson about a really cool scale that you all need to know. I don't even know what you call this scale, but it's an amazing color, super easy to learn, and it's going to take your jazz playing, your R&B playing, just all your improvising to another level, because there's so much you could do with it and the possibilities are endless. So the scale is based off of two major triads. So let's think about it in the key of concert E. Concert E, so that would be C sharp for the alto saxophone. So say that's our root, our tonal center. So we think about concert E triad, which is E, G sharp, and B, right? And then we also think about the second triad to the scale, which is a half step above your tonal center. So if we're in E, the half step above E would be F. So that's F, the triad for F would be F, A, and C. So what we do is we start the scale on the root, you know, the tonal center, in this case E, and we move up utilizing the triad notes from both keys. Okay, so here's the scale. I'm going to play it first, you know, not fast but not slow so you can hear it, and then I'm going to play it again for you really slow, pointing out each note. Okay? Alright, so that's the scale. There's one extra note in there that gives it a special flavor that's not part of either triad, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So here's the scale. We start on concert E, which is C sharp on the saxophone, and now I'm going to speak in concert key. So we start on E, then we move to F, which is a half step above, and the root of the F triad. Then we move to concert A flat, which is the third of the tonal center triad, right? A flat is the third of E, or, you know, or G sharp, however you want to think of it. A flat, G sharp. Then we move up a half step to concert A. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Okay, E, F, A flat / G sharp to A. Then we move from A, which is the third, right, of F major triad, and we move to G sharp. That G sharp is now the fifth of the tonal center triad of E, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm speaking in my key. B. So if we C sharp on the saxophone, so B, right? So B is the next note, so we go from A to B, and that is now the fifth of the tonal center. Then from B we go up a half step to concert C. Concert C is now the fifth of the F major triad, which is a half step above the tonal center, right? Okay, so that is the whole, almost the entire scale, but that's the whole. There's only one more note, but that's the whole scale, utilizing just going back and forth between the two major triads a half step apart. So just to review, we got E, then up a half step to F, then up to concert A flat, which is the third of the tonal center E, then up a half step to A, which is the third of the F major triad, which is the half step above the tonal center triad. Then we move up to concert B, which is the fifth of the tonal center. Then we move up a half step to C, which is the fifth of concert F, which is the triad we use that's a half step above. Now, this last note is a personal choice. I choose the next note to be concert E flat, okay, which is the major seventh of the tonal center. Okay, you can also play concert D, right? And that would represent the dominant seventh of the tonal center. And they both give somewhat different flavors. I personally like to use it with the major seven because it gives it an extra minor harmonic, snake, makes the person who makes the snakes rise in the baskets, that kind of sound. So here's with the major seventh, the one that I like to use, and then I'll play the one with the dominant seventh. Then here's the one with the dominant seventh with the concert D at the top before I play concert E again, the root. So both are cool. You can choose either one depending on the situation. I like the major seventh one because I think there's more to do. So let me just show you a really cool line you can play utilizing the scale to give you some ideas on what to start with. So a really great line that I like to use sounds like this. Okay? It's a really simple line because it just plays the scale up, but you're starting on the third and going down and then coming back up. So what we can do is we start on the third of the tonal center. So in this case, we're starting on A flat or G sharp. Then we go down to the next note we would play. So make sure you have to learn the scale up and down, right, in all the keys. So now we know that the next note down in the scale is concert F, which is the root of the note of the half step above. And that's a cool sound because it's a minor third. So we start on a concert A flat, then we move down to F, then we move from F to A, which is the third of that triad. So already we're getting into an interesting sound. And then we jump from A to concert C, so from 3 to 5 of the F major triad. And then we go down a half step to the 5th of the E triad, which is B. So that in itself is a cool little lick, and I would encourage everyone to practice that in all the keys. Right? So that is the first part of the phrase. Learn that in all the keys. Then the next part of the phrase is simply going up the scale. And then from when we get to that point, we drop back down to the major third of the tonal center. So the third of concert E is G sharp or A flat. And then up the scale from drop down to A flat. Okay, so what I did was, and then on the and beat, which is straight up the scale that we just learned. And when I get to the top, I go back, when I hit the root, I go back down to the 5th of the tonal center. Okay, so here it is again. That's it. Make sure you learn it in all the keys. Here's the whole thing up a half step. Another half step. Okay, so that's it. Let me play something a little more involved using that lick so you can really get a feel of like what the effect this can have. right? Really cool sound. So I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. You practice this one nice and slow and all the keys. It can be a little complicated and tricky at first, but you'll get it. Please subscribe, comment, like, let me know what you want to learn about, what videos you want to hear, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Alright, take care.